Time, the relentless river that carries us all from the innocence of youth to the fragility of old age. It's the one force we cannot escape, or can we? Since the dawn of civilization, humanity has been captivated by the idea of eternal life. Myths of gods and demigods, of vampires and elixirs, all whisper promises of escaping the clutches of time. Fictional? Yes. But is there a grain of truth buried in these stories? At its core, aging is a biological process, a series of molecular missteps that accumulate over time. Telomeres, the protective caps on our chromosomes, shorten with every cell division. When they're gone, our cells can no longer replicate effectively. Is this the clock we must reset? Dr. Finch, the telomerase activation trials show promise. The cells are replicating without degradation. If we can safely reactivate telomerase in human cells without triggering cancer, we might hold the key to halting aging altogether. Science alone may not hold all the answers. Cultures around the world have long embraced practices to extend vitality, meditation, fasting, herbal remedies. What if these ancient wisdoms complement modern breakthroughs? A life free of disease and frailty is a right, not a privilege. If no one dies, how will new generations thrive? We succeeded. Aging, as we once knew it, is history. But immortality came at a cost. Relationships, society, even our sense of purpose have shifted. Some say we've ascended to the level of gods. Others argue we've lost what made us human. Our society has transformed in unimaginable ways. Traditional family structures have crumbled as generations blur together. The workforce is an ever-evolving cycle, with no one ever truly retiring. Wealth disparities have widened, as only the privileged few can afford the treatments to halt aging. Education, once a phase of life, is now a continuous journey. People spend centuries mastering skills and knowledge, but with no end in sight, the meaning of life itself has become a subject of debate. Is eternal life truly a gift, or is it a burden we are not prepared to carry? It's a time of reflection and reconsideration as we grapple with the profound implications of our newfound immortality. Technology has always been a double-edged sword. While it offers solutions to age-old problems, it also presents new ethical dilemmas. How far should we go in our quest to conquer time? As advancements in AI, nanotechnology, and biotechnology accelerate, we find ourselves standing at the precipice of a new era. Artificial intelligence is not just assisting in medical research, but is actively designing treatments that push the boundaries of what we once thought possible. Nanobots patrol our bloodstream, repairing cells and tissues, effectively slowing down the aging process. Biotechnology is unlocking the secrets of our DNA, enabling us to edit out the flaws that lead to aging and disease. However, these technological marvels come with a cost. Privacy concerns, data security, and the potential for misuse loom large. The question isn't just about whether we can achieve immortality, but whether we should. Are we ready to handle the consequences of living in a world where technology can grant us eternal life? It's a brave new world, and one that calls for careful consideration and responsible innovation. The concept of immortality is tantalizing, yet it carries a psychological weight that is often overlooked. Living forever may sound appealing, but the human mind is not naturally equipped to handle an infinite existence. Imagine the emotional and mental strain of outliving loved ones, witnessing endless cycles of change, and dealing with the monotony that eternity might bring. Studies suggest that prolonged lifespans could lead to unprecedented levels of existential angst, depression, and a sense of detachment from the world. The ceaseless pursuit of meaning in an unending life could become a burden rather than a blessing. Moreover, the pressure to constantly reinvent oneself to stay relevant and engaged could be overwhelming. The psychological toll of immortality is a crucial aspect that needs to be addressed as we inch closer to making it a reality. As we explore the possibility of eternal life, we must also prepare to support the mental health of those who choose to embrace it. After all, what good is immortality if it comes at the cost of our sanity? Immortality raises questions that go beyond science. Philosophers have long pondered the implications of eternal life. What does it mean to live forever? And is it a fate we truly desire? Delving into the philosophies of ancient thinkers to modern scholars, we find a spectrum of perspectives. Plato, for instance, believed that our souls are eternal, suggesting that immortality is a natural state. In contrast, existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre argue that the finite nature of life gives it meaning, implying that an endless existence might strip life of its purpose. Consider the idea of eternal return proposed by Friedrich Nietzsche, which posits that living the same life repeatedly could be both a blessing and a curse. Would immortality lead to a richer experience or an unbearable monotony? Moreover, the philosophical debate extends to the ethics of immortality. If eternal life were possible, who would have the right to access it? Would it lead to a deeper societal divide, where only the privileged could afford to live forever? As we stand on the brink of potentially achieving immortality, these philosophical questions become more pressing. They urge us to reflect deeply on the kind of future we wish to create and the values we hold dear. Immortality may promise endless possibilities, but it also challenges us to redefine what it means to live a meaningful life. Immortality doesn't just challenge our philosophical and ethical frameworks, it also poses significant economic questions. Imagine a world where people could live forever. What would that mean for our global economy? Firstly, consider the job market. With people living indefinitely, job vacancies would become rare, potentially stifling opportunities for younger generations. The concept of retirement would become obsolete, and the workforce could become stagnated with an aging population holding onto positions for centuries. Secondly, think about wealth accumulation. Those who are already wealthy could continue to amass fortunes, leading to an even greater economic divide. The rich could invest in cutting-edge immortality technologies, further entrenching their status and making social mobility nearly impossible. Moreover, the strain on resources would be immense. With a growing, undying population, our planet could face unprecedented challenges in terms of food, water, and energy supply. The sustainability of our current economic models would be called into question. Finally, the cost of healthcare would skyrocket. Prolonging life indefinitely would require constant medical intervention, leading to astronomical healthcare expenses. Who would bear these costs? Would it become a privilege only the wealthy could afford, or would it be a universal right? As we ponder the possibility of immortality, we must also consider these economic implications. The promise of eternal life could come with a price tag that society as a whole might not be ready to pay. The Timeless Quest.